Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow, ripening fruit. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. All men by nature desire knowledge. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. The best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes it for my sake. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. Hope is a waking dream. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. The law is reason, free from passion. Man is by nature a social animal. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. A friend to all is a friend to none. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. The soul never thinks without a picture. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. Nature does nothing in vain. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children, because they are more certain they are their own. The secret to humor is surprise. Happiness is a state of activity. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. To perceive is to suffer. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Change in all things is sweet. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. All men by nature desire to know. Probable impossibilities are to be preferred to improbable possibilities. The aim of the wise is to not secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. All earth strives to be like the sky. Those that know do. Those that understand teach. Friendship is essentially a partnership. The life of money-making is one undertaken by compulsion, and wealth is evidently not the good we are seeking, for it is merely useful and for the sake of something else. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. Happiness is an expression of the soul in considered actions. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. To be conscious that we are perceiving or thinking is to be conscious of our own existence. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know.